A long time ago, I found this photo on the internet that shows what would happen if you combined all the people living on the planet into one ball. As you can see, it's small. And that's because if you did it, that ball would be about the size of the Burj Khalifa and roughly 10 football fields wide. We've been scared for decades that the planet is suffocating, that resources are running out, and that there are too many of us. In the 1960s, Paul Ehrlich, in his book The Population Bomb, predicted mass famine and the death of hundreds of millions. Since then, Earth's population has doubled, but we're still here, and there's more food than ever. Of course, when you come out of the metro packed shoulder to shoulder, you start thinking there are too many people. And if you look from space, almost the whole planet looks empty, not because nobody lives there, but because people are distributed unevenly. Today, we officially crossed the 8 billion mark. The number sounds gigantic, but the main threat to humanity in the 21st century isn't overpopulation, it's the opposite. Let's play with numbers. 8 billion people is not a lot. If we put every person on Earth shoulder to shoulder, the entire population would fit within the area of the city of Los Angeles. Or, if you give each person a small patch of land to stand comfortably, we'd all fit within the borders of a single state, Texas. The rest of the planet would be empty. The problem is that we live extremely clustered. 55% of humanity lives in cities. We see crowds in malls and the metro and project that feeling onto the whole planet. But drive 100 kilometers away from any megapolis and you'll see endless empty spaces. The Earth isn't overcrowded, it's empty, except for a few tiny dots where we decided to gather together. For the planet's population to simply not shrink, each woman, on average, needs to have 2.1 children. This is called the replacement level. Why 2.1 and not 1? Because in a family, there are 2 parents and they will die. To replace them, you need 2 children just to break even. But they don't count just 2. They count 2.1 because children and mothers during childbirth can die, so the number is slightly higher. In the 1950s, this figure worldwide was around 5. Today, it's fallen to 2.3 and keeps dropping fast. In South Korea, it's 0.7 right now. That's a real catastrophe. Japan, 1.3. Europe, 1.5. And in China, it's officially 1.2, but demographers suspect it's lower. Even in India and Latin America, fertility has fallen below replacement level. We're growing only by inertia. People started living longer, so the total number of people on the planet is still increasing for now. But fewer and fewer children are being born. We're not multiplying. We're living out our lives. The peak of Earth's population will come much earlier than the UN predicted, possibly as early as the 2060s, after which a crash will begin. But why is that bad? Fewer people means less pressure on the environment. On paper, yes, but in practice, it's the collapse of civilization as we know it, because our pension system, healthcare, and infrastructure are built on a pyramid principle. Many young support a few old. When there are fewer young people, the system breaks. Fewer people means fewer ideas, less innovation, fewer scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs. Markets shrink. The economy stagnates. Every guy loves to speculate about why the Roman Empire collapsed, but what's even more interesting is that after the empire fell, Europe's population shrank, and the world plunged into the Dark Ages for centuries. Overpopulation isn't a question of how many people, it's a question of technological efficiency. The problem isn't that there isn't enough food, it's how we distribute it. Modern technology can feed 10, even 15 billion people without harming the environment, if we switch to closed-loop cycles and clean energy. The real threat isn't too many mouths, but too few hands to keep progress going. So if you are worried that there are too many of us, you can start worrying that there will be too few. See you tomorrow with a new interesting video. I'm going to be posting them one a day now.